Hi, my name is Uwe Forsberg here at IDCON, and today I'd like to talk about standard job plans. So in many maintenance departments, we see them struggling to make standard job plans. And why do we need to develop standard job plans? Well, it improves efficiency, it's going to save us time when we do the job, and it's going to improve quality and consistency across the team. It can also be used for training, and I think this is a really good way to engage senior employees and subject matter experts instead of relying on tribal knowledge out in the plant. In some industries, of course, this is going to be required. So the idea is that when you scope out a work order and developing your job plan, well, you can actually save that into a standard job plan if it's a repetitive job. I've seen planners developing at least 10 to 15 job plans a week and save them as standard job plans after they're done. So when you are scoping out the job, well, you need to go out and visit the job site. You cannot plan jobs in the office most of the time, I would say. We try to also develop a planning checklist. What are things that you see out there or should think about? Restrictions, safety issues, do you need any lifting devices? Are there any interference with other jobs or anything's going on there? So those are some of the things that are going to be on your planning checklist. So where do you actually save all this information? Well, at first you probably need to develop a template so you know what information to gather. And I guess the number one priority is to try to save this in your CMMS. And hopefully we can actually have tablets so that people can use that out in the plant instead of paper. But if that's not possible, there's a simple way just to make a Word format or a Word document, and that can be saved as a PDF later. So what do we need in the job plan template? We need a brief description of the work to be done, of course. We should have a section showing what's in the job package. Do we have instructions from the manual? Do we have a drawing? Any safety procedure or anything like that? And of course, that should be the first part of the template, any EHS procedure permits that's needed in the job. And then you get to the part where most people struggle, and that's doing the job steps. You need time for each step, the total time, and what skill level you need for each step. Sometimes people struggle and say, well, what kind of detail do I need? Or sometimes they see too much detail and not enough detail. And we do have a tools to kind of determine the planning level of detail and the 4 different levels that can be used. And of course, you should be able to include pictures. That's important. What is the utility requirements? Do you need compressed air, electric outlets? For example, any special equipment like a man lift? Do we need to set up scaffolding or something the day before? Do we need the non-standard tools that's not in their toolboxes? Any kind of prep operations? And of course, the part that most people do, a list of the spare parts or the parts that you're needing. So it's a good way to actually get started on standard job plans. Make sure we develop a template so we know where to put the information and consistent gathering of information. Make a planning checklist so we don't forget anything, so we can use that. Give enough time to the planner to go out there, actually scope out the job, and organize the job plans on your drive or in the CMMS. So I think it's a great way to get started of doing standard job plans.